Welcome back, guys. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. We are back with game number 2 between Legacy Esports and Alpha Sydney. Legacy took out game number 1 pretty dominatingly, Nightfall. No real opportunity for Alpha Sydney to even be in that game.
Not at all. They just seem to get picks across the entire map through to like 10 minutes, and then they just dominated as 4 or 5 in team fights. And I mean, Alpha Sydney clearly had no answer for that, but maybe we'll see that in game 2.
I think their picks were something that really let them down. They didn't really seem to have a clear idea of what they wanted to do. The picks didn't seem to mesh well together. Overall, it was just kind of nothing ever fell into place. Hopefully, with these picks and bans, they'll be able to find something that works together a little bit better. As we head into picks and bans right now, Alpha Sydney are going to go for the first pick option here again. We'll have to see what they can construct this time. Last time is the Jing 10 and the Soul, the Anher mid, the Ratatoska and an Ares, I believe, was their picks. And it was kind of really hard to see what they wanted to do. Like the Ares ultimate into what damage? Into the Soul damage, but Rhino never really rotated. And the Jing 10 ultimate into what? Like I could see what they were trying to do. Burn beads with one of the ultimates and then use the other ultimate to throw them into the damage. But the damage was never really there, and the rotations were never really there from all parties to really get that to come together. Athena banned out here for Alpha Sydney, and Jingwei banned out by Legacy. Ratatoska actually banned away by Alpha Sydney.
Interesting. Probably they want to first pick something else, and then they don't want Legacy to answer for it. But from last game, what do you think they would first pick? I mean,
Freya. Rhino loves Freya.
Freya?
It's gonna be Freya.
True.
I'm saying it right now. It's gonna be Freya.
It's
gonna be Freya.
Okay.
It's gonna be Freya.
You gonna put money on it?
Oh yeah, I'll put $5. There we go.
Nice.
Freya. Rhino. He just loves it. Like it's his favorite. At least as far as I can tell. He always manages to get close to top damage with it. Always manages to get a large amount of kills with it. His team always does well with it. It's just a great pick for him. It allows him to sit in lane and farm up, and then in the mid to late game, come in, rotate through, do some damage, and the later it gets to the game, the more he can just hard carry. Neath picked up here for Legacy Esports and the Sobek as well, so that's probably going to be a Neath mid again, I would imagine. It worked out well for Shred last time. Izanami and Erlang Shen are picked up by Alpha Sydney, both very high win percentage gods, so it's going to be an Izanami mid.
Interesting. I like how Alpha Sydney like mages in the duo lane, and then AD carries in the mid. Unfortunately, it didn't work last game, but Izanami, I find it interesting because her ultimate is so hit or miss. It's got a silence, it's got huge damage, and then you need something else to combo with it. So what sort of jungler do you reckon they'll pick up?
I reckon we could see this is post-buff Susano. So you could have something like a Naja to set up then for the Izanami ult. And just have it, completely stacked underneath to do all the damage there. But really, Izanami provides a lot of damage outside the ultimate as well with her 2, with that slow, and with her, when she activates the steroid on her 1. Next set of bans coming through, Fafnir and Barkus banned by Legacy Esports and Alpha City, taking away the Jing 10. Last ban coming through from Alpha Sydney, but Legacy really looking to limit the god pool here of Tory Skies. The Hornbarts is going to be taken away by Alpha Sydney to restrict that one away from Horizon and force him to play something he might not be as comfortable on.
Indeed. Oh wow, Thor. I haven't seen him in a little bit. We'll see how Horizon goes on this quite mechanically challenging, but at the same time kind of easy, because you can ult from anywhere on the map, but you need to be able to combo well and to get the maximum amount of damage through all your abilities. Awilix and Ares. Okay, Alpha Sydney thinking that Ares was not the problem last game.
So the win percentage at 100% is obviously not correct there, as we saw from last game. With the Thor pick, but going a little bit back on what you were saying, you're saying it's easy yet hard at the same time. Thor, his basic mechanics are very easy to understand. You stun him with your 2, you hit him with a double tap. You get 3 spin to win in your 4, your ultimate. But it's really that next level of play that defines Thor players. Using walls not only for the stun, but for blocking off passageways and things like that. Knowing when to teleport away, knowing when to use it for damage, and knowing when to engage and knowing when to use your ultimate to retreat. Sun Wukong, the last pick here from Legacy Esports, so something in a solo lane for Ogre to have a nice bit of clear on, up against an Erlang Shen, which we've seen Erlangs have a lot of success against Sun Wukong.
Right, guys, we're gonna jump into game right now. It's so weird when you're trying to organize like the nameplates and you put Izanami in mid instead of Freya, and then like 80 carries just shouldn't go there. Come on,
Yeah.
Sydney.
So let's talk a little bit about this Wheeler pick. We haven't talked about it too much, but it makes a lot of sense when you look at both Alpha Sydney's and Legacy's lineup. There's a backflip underneath that Slicey's going to look to take advantage of. The knockups though are fairly limited on his team. He's got his own knockup. KO's got a knockup with his turtle form in his 72 transformations, but other than that, he's really limited in terms of what he can do. HS has got a jump as well, so there's that, but there's a decent amount of options for him to win with his ultimate, but not a huge amount. When we've seen teams like Pandemonium run this Wheelie comp, they're very centered on knockups. Sobek solo lane, Geb in the duo lane for the knockups and stuff, or having an Odin jungle as well to ensure that people have to try and jump out of the cage. But sometimes if you have too many choices, it's really hard to know when to pull the trigger.
That is true. You need to not hesitate. You need to be confident in your ability to pull someone and make sure that you've got the team there to follow up with your damage. Jumping in onto Shred already, forcing a backflip. Only a bit of damage to trade back as the Broken Weave does not hit. Only good at solo, taking it very low in the solo lane too.
Yeah, so KO and Erlang Shen, it's something he's played a fair bit. Mixed success with it, but Erlang Shen overall a very high win percentage god. Excellent at 1v1s. I've heard a lot of solo laners comment that he's the top solo lane god right now. He provides, frontline. He's got healing in his kit with that taunt. He's got mobility. He's got damage. He's got an attack speed steroid boost. Actually, KO taking only good at solo very low. Nearly a solo kill here for KO onto only good at solo, which is something I never thought I would say.
Did he use the pin there? He had to, yeah. It's on cooldown.
Yeah.
That was so much damage. He could have got it. Oh, stops the backing.
That's important. He stops the back. He's going to be able to clear this wave in time. Only good at solos, either going to get to the wave late or it's going to force him to use his teleport. Looks like he's going to use that TP here. So KO knows. Look, KO's full health, full mana right now. Only good at solos, being taken low by him again. And he's used his TP. So KO's got an excellent advantage in this wave now. And that's going to mean he's going to be able to push waves into tower, then rotate for mid-camp fights. All right, we can see over by the Gold Fury. Slice is actually between two sets of Legacy members. He's flipped in, actually uses the Purification to get away. So that means there's no Wrath online for Slicey. Objective secure is not going to be as strong as they would have liked.
Did they see him? They didn't. There was no ward there. That was absolutely brilliant what Legacy just did. So, who am I looking at? Slicey. Slicey was rotating over towards the Gold Fury, and then the mid laner called it. Shred called it, and then they just all collapsed onto him, looking for the kill, forced to beats right away. Like, that was, I mean, small mechanical, but that was absolutely brilliant.
And that's what I was talking about a little bit last game was, from what I've heard from Legacy and from other people, is that Horizon and Shred, both great communicators, both really good at calling out rotations, calling out cooldowns, calling out relic cooldowns. So having that available for them, we can already see the results paying off. HS chained here by Tory Skies. Second chain misses here. Weave goes in, plucks back Tory Skies. Whoop, off the mark from Brana. Tory Skies probably going to fall down here. Neath and Anher both land. Down goes the Ares for Alpha Sydney.
And that was, again, just a combo with the Neath ultimate. They know how to use it. That's exactly what they should be doing. And they get it for first blood onto the support. So Tori will be behind again in this game. As well, what we did miss was that Shred used his beads as Slicey pulled him out of his backflip. So we do need to keep an eye on that. So Slicey no ultimate at the moment and Shred no beads. So we should see him gank in the mid lane shortly as well, as soon as his ultimate comes back.
Exactly right. A Wheelix ultimate on a much lower cooldown than Purification. So Slicey's going to be like, okay, that's what, I don't get a kill now, I might get one in the future, or it might give one of my teammates a kill in the future. It's going to mean as well, that the slow coming off the Izanami 2, not going to have any Purification available for that, or if he's silenced by the Izanami ult, not going to be able to get away from that one either. Tory Skies, ultimate as well. Shred backflips, but he doesn't have Purification. We're just talking about it. There's the Izanami ultimate as well. Shred falls down here to Swifty. Weaves in a little bit of trouble as well. Slowed from Swifty, and Tory Skies picks up the kill there. So excellent communication now from Alpha Sydney. Last game, we said they were struggling a little bit. This game, obviously not as much, and they excellently combo their abilities together.
Very nicely played, and that's the only time in the past game and this game that they have had a lead. They're now up by 1 kill. Taking a look at the graphs, they are ahead very slightly in gold, not too significant, but XP 800, so nothing too massive. They're just pulling it back in their favor and maybe looking for a snowball, possibly.
Well, what's this showing me right now is that they didn't get tilted after that last game, and that's something that a lot of these teams in OCE can do. Is tilt after a bad loss in game 1. But Alpha Sydney, seem to have recovered pretty well from it. It's early goings already in this game, but still, they're communicating, they're getting their combos down. They're not just typing on their keyboards. They're getting the job done.
Interesting decision by Weave and Horizon not to wrap around the back of Swifty and Slicey here. They were going for it, but then they just backed off down towards the mid-camp side. So they could have gone for a gank as Horizon is up in the air. There's the Neath ultimate, and 3 ultimates blown does blow up. Tori Skies in the mid lane at the same time. Slicey does secure a kill onto Shred as he was charging his ultimate. So 1-for-1 trade, definitely in favor of Alpha Sydney.
Oh, Slicey jumps in. HS jumps in onto Rana Brana. Hysen's chasing down Slicey here. Might be a trade as Slicey uses immunity frames. Rana Brana going for the kill here. Not going to get it. Weave times his pluck, but Purification from Rana saves him until Only Good at Solo puts him in the ground with the magic cudgel. Slicey being chased by Weave and Only Good at Solo. It's not Only Good at Solo. That's his decoy. But Slicey needs to be careful. That decoy can do some damage and pick up a kill. KO, excellent rotation. Picks up Weave in between the towers here. And Legacy were looking to push that tier 1 tower, but a good counter rotation from Alpha Sydney saves the objective.
Indeed, and that was... Okay, so firstly it was in favor of Alpha Sydney. And then... because it was support for mid, but now they're looking for the Gold Fury, and Alpha Sydney take it once again as Swifty is picked off by Only Good at Solo in the back line. Can he find Slicey as well? He just needs his 3 online. He doesn't have too much mana. Looking for the overhand smash. Anything? He's going for it.
He's going to get it. There it is. But he might pay for it. Tori Skies is here. Ulti's Only Good at Solo. He doesn't have his ulti available. He accepts his fate. Pulled in Ares chains. Tori Skies picks himself up a kill onto the Ares. Rana Brana looking to clear these minions here, but playing back significantly. They're actually just leaving it now, which is very odd. He's waiting for Tori Skies to come in. HS jumps in very aggressively here. There's the ultimate coming through. Picks off Tori Skies. Rana Brana as well falls down. A double kill for HS. Basically a 2v1 until Horizon showed up. A very nice play there from the AD carry of Legacy OCE.
And the Alpha Sydney lane, they hesitated because they knew that HS would jump in, and then they said, oh, maybe he's not jumping in. And then as soon as he did, they knew that they were going to die. Horizon there too. So Alpha Sydney just needed to make a decision there. Either back off to the tier 2 or engage and try to kill. But because they were both 2 levels behind, neither had ultimate, they paid the price there.
Exactly right. And then what you said there was perfect. They needed to make a decision. They hesitated. Legacy took advantage of it. They picked up some kills. Alpha City achieved neither of the things they wanted to, which was either live or save the tower. Rana Brana, though, he's still going to be able to get a nice wave here, build up some gold and experience for himself. Has his Fatalis online, looking for his pen boots next. He gets those online. He's going to be getting towards the core of his build. He's actually just zoning the wave here, not even bothering to clear it until his brute is about to die. So keeping the wave where it is, which is actually fairly smart, because if HS wants to get any push or gold or experience off these minions, he's going to have to come right up to the tower here, and Legacy don't have any wards around this area of the map other than the Gold Fury, so it's going to be dangerous for HS if he wants to make a push here.
At the same time, he is level 11 to Rana Brana's level 8, so if he ever gets engaged on, he could either try to turn it around or run and then just kite back.
Well, it's less about the kind of 1v1 situation with Rana. It's more about if he gets rotated on by Slicey or Swifty. Swifty True. With his invisibility after his dash, very difficult to see it. Next thing you know, you're slowed by the Izanami 2 and the ultimate's underneath you. You're silenced. You don't even get a chance to jump away, and Freya's bursting you down. So it's less about the 1v1 situation and more about the potential rotation from Rana's teammates.
Okay. Dive in the solo lane. KO is just boxing Only Good at Solo. Did you win this Horizon ultimate from Only Good at Solo to follow up KO taking a little bit of damage? He could turn that around. He's going to kill Only Good at Solo.
He does get the kill, the deco falls down as Weave comes in along with Horizon. Slicey's here doing damage, Tory Skies blinks through as well, misses the chain, but Swifty doesn't miss his ult as Horizon falls down. Tory Skies, no immunity left on Weave. Shred picks up Swifty on a rotation through here, and now Alpha Sydney need to walk away through this tower here. Tory Skies flung back in to Shred and Weave. He is dead, he knows it. He's just going to sit here and take up Shred and Weave's time so Slicey can get away. And now HS can free push because he knows everyone's on the other side of the map. He doesn't have to worry about a rotation. You mentioned 3 levels above Rana Barana, doesn't need to worry about the 1v1.
I think if Alpha Sydney really wanted to dive there, they should have set up a little bit of vision first, because as you can see, there is no vision except for the mid camps for the side of Alpha Sydney on the right hand side of the map. They needed to see the rotation coming through from Legacy before they engaged, because that just went south so quickly for Alpha Sydney. I want to say at the same time, KO has got a level above Only Good at Solo compared to last game. There was a 5 difference.
Well, you know, KO, he's on Erlang Shen. It's a very strong solo pick, and KO, you know, he's not a shabby solo laner, but King 10 just really struggles if he's picked on early. If you put it behind, he essentially becomes an ult bot, and even then, you know, you can beat through that ult pretty effectively or walk away from due to its large startup time. Weave falls down there to Slicey. Pretty around Grippy from Alpha Sydney in the mid lane where they pick up a kill. KO actually has forced out Shred's speeds. Looking for the turtle form here. Shred backflips. Pin comes down from KO. Not going to pick up the kill. He's worried about Only Good at Solo, who's rotated in now as well. Shred dealing damage. Trying to get the Spirit Arrow off. Gets the Broken Weave through the wall. Here comes the ultimate. Slicey's here as well. World Weaver comes through onto KO. KO dashes away with that turtle. Tory Skies is here. They're looking to force out something from Shred. They're going to force his life down as he falls down to this Ares. Tory Skies, 3, 4, and 4. You know, last game, Alpha Sydney only got 1 kill. This game, they've got 9.
I think, okay, so that time it was sloppy from teams because KO engaged on Shred, but then it got turned around, and then Legacy didn't have vision either, so neither team have vision on the solo lane. They both went aggressive, and they both just, like, for no reason died.
And Tory Sky is going to be able to pick up Only Good at Solo again with a Blink ultimate after Only Good at Solo's ultimate is down there. So Swifty actually credited with that kill. So Alpha Sydney tie up the scores here in terms of kills. The graphs, they're slightly ahead. 1,500 experience, 800 gold. So Alpha Sydney, a massive improvement from last game.
Yeah, it was so one-sided. It just like straight down in favor of Legacy. At this time, it was 7,000 gold difference. But now, as you said, it's like 700 now. 1,600 XP, so nothing too huge. That's more in the duo lane from Rana and HS.
Gold Fury being looked at by Legacy. They don't have complete vision control here. Do have vision on the major pathway in to this objective from Alpha Sydney, and Alpha Sydney going to sentry that one away as well. Slicey hiding behind a wall here, tries to get a knock up to Shred. Shred backflips away out of range of that gravity surge. Not too much going on here at the moment. Over on the solo side of things, though, KO getting very aggressively up nearly at Ogre's tier 2 tower. Blue buff was secured by Legacy, so he can't steal that one away, but he's forced 2 members to this side of the map now. Weave and Horizon have both, so this is an opportunity here for Alpha Sydney to try and get a pick onto someone or to look at the Gold Fury. Instead, they're going to look towards mid lane.
Praise be Jesus. KO bought a ward, and now it's on the solo lane. This is great news for Alpha Sydney, because if he goes aggressive, then he can see someone coming from the back. It would be better a little further up, especially as he's like pushing so aggressively. He's non-stop. He's forcing the lead that he's got on top of Legacy. And now he's looking to fight once again.
I mean, he can. He's what, 2 levels above Only Good at Solo. He's an Erlang Shen as well, so he's always willing to take the 1v1, even against a Sun Wukong who's got a good escape. He's just a really good solo lane god, a really good 1v1 god at this point. He's got attack speed increases from his Mink. He's got damage increase from his 1 and also a Fatalis effect. There's just no reason you're never looking to not 1v1.
He's made a rotation over here. He's going to jump behind Legacy, looking for an engager onto Shred. At the same time, Horizon is looking for Rana Barana. He's up in the air, and he will be able to get the kill as long as he... Okay, no, he's re-engaging at the Gold Fury.
Knocked up, pulled in by Slicey, secured. Tory Skies pulls in 2 into the ultimate from Swifty, who's dealing damage out left, right, and center here. Only got it solo, knocks up KO. KO, though, is still here, doesn't have his ultimate available. Shred taken low, Slicey looking for the kill here. Broken Weave's heals Shred a little bit, but he eventually falls down to the Wheelix. Only got it solo. Ox forms away, HS and Weave taking a lot of damage. They both managed to dash away. Excellent pillar placement there from HS. Excellent knockaway as well. Tory Skies leaps in, gets one chain, but doesn't hit the other one. Swifty looking for Weave, but Weave manages to get away. They should be able to get HS here. So Alpha Sydney clean up 3 kills in that engager, and now there's a big wave in left lane, and there's a Gold Fury being looked at from Swifty and Rana.
I'm not too sure what happened there with Legacy. Like, they had the start of the fight, but it was KO at the line that just demolished Shred and who else was there? I think it was, I'm not sure. Because HS was standing at the Gold Fury, but still 3-0 and a Gold Fury for Alpha Sydney. That's going to put them 3,400 gold in the lead now.
Importantly there as well, Horizon was forced to use his ultimate defensively to get away from the damage from Rana and from Slicey. And even once he used it, he still managed to, Slicey still managed to pick up the kill on him. So he wasn't able to use that powerful re-engagement tool. He could have used it to look for an ultimate onto Rana and try and take him out of the fight. I don't think that necessarily would have turned things, but I liked what he was trying to achieve there. You know, he recognized that I just need to get out at this point. Tried to get out, didn't completely work, but still, you know, the right call in my mind.
Alrighty, so we've just got a little bit of a pause in the action here. Not pause in the game, just both teams trying to settle themselves, buying up the items. As you can see, we've got an Asai on Swifty, as well as HS247. They just want to live through the huge amount of burst that both teams can put out.
HS taunted in there by KO's ultimate. Weave whooped up there. Good feather step from Slicey. Actually caught the dash. Rana ulting in, trying to get Weave, not going to get him. Tory Skies managed to pull in Shred to the ultimate from the Izanami. HS healed up there by the the meditation. Horizon dives in with his ultimate, but my favorite here, excellent feather step again from Slicey. That's 3 kills for Alpha Sydney, for none from Legacy thus far. Shred taken very low here. Feather step again from Slicey, stopping him in his tracks. Mid-tier 1 tower is going to fall down. 4 kills for Alpha Sydney, 0 kills for Legacy. Great engagement there from Alpha Sydney.
This is such a turnaround from last game. As you said, some teams do tilt a little bit, but as we can see, Alpha Sydney are doing very, very well, even though they are behind. They were behind, excuse me. Now they are completely ahead. 4,800 gold, 7,000, nearly 8,000 XP, 7 kills ahead, and they're just playing so well. At the same time, Legacy looks a little bit shaky because Horizon used his ultimate a little bit late there. He hit 2 people with it, which was great. It was just the timing of it should have been a little bit earlier so that the rest of the team could follow up before they had died.
So Horizon with the Thor just is building him exactly the same as the Hunbars. He's gone the Hydra's Lane into the Titan's Bane, not looking for Jotun's Wrath. He reckons he's got a good cooldown from Hydra's. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go a breastplate next. He could go Mantle of Discord like he did the other game, but he's having a bit of trouble adjusting to this Thor. I think the difference between the Thor and the Hunbars, yes, they've both got big ultimates for a team fight, but you need to plan out the Thor ultimate a bit more because it takes a little bit of time, you know, obviously to get up in the air and then to land back down. With the Hunbat's ult, you can just lay it down. Shred, whoop there, pin a little bit too early from KO, doesn't catch him out. Taunted in by the 9 turns blessing. Tory Skies is here, pulls in 2. Dark Portal comes through just a little bit off the mark. Shred forced to purification, and Sanctuary falls down as Horizon comes crashing down. Slicey doing so much damage there, he's got a double kill now. And it looks like Alpha Sydney on the attack. HS247 still pushing the left-hand side. Slicey's got himself a triple kill, only got a solo. Stuns him in. Slicey looking for the quadra. Can he find it? The 4th kill not going to be found as only got a solo. Hides behind his Phoenix here. Alpha Sydney, more importantly, take the mid-tier 2 tower. And now they're going to take the middle Phoenix as well. Demolished all the structures from Legacy Esports in the mid lane. They're all gone. Left-hand side, there's 2 towers there that are looking very nice for Alpha Sydney. There's also a Fire Giant available if they should so choose.
Yeah, Pink's going down on Fire Giant. That'll just be to set up their vision. They're all on this left side of the map now. But they could go for Fire Giant. I mean, did you see that combo? Like you said during picks and bans, excuse me, the picks just didn't seem to work, especially with the Xing Xian. But now that they've got 2 pulls on Slicey and Tori, and then they mix it in with more damage from Swifty's ultimate, with Rana Barana up in the air. It's just a wombo combo that just seems to mesh a lot better than last game. So they're playing these picks more comfortably and confidently than the previous game.
Exactly right. So Wheelik is something that Slicey likes to play a lot, and it suits his playstyle more rather than other picks. It's more him able to be ganking to picking up the kills. Knocks up only good at solo. They force out his ultimate here. Taurus, guys, doesn't have his own ultimate available. He does now actually off cooldown. Can't get the blink through to catch the bird form out and pick up the kill, but they do manage to take down the decoy. Horizon in the mid lane trying to push some stuff up. Legacy's just looking to contest, I should say, this Fire Giant. Make sure that Alpha Sydney don't get it for free.
No, they certainly wouldn't want that. Okay, is there potential for a steal? There's no Wrath, but they do have a Sobek ultimate, or Horizon could stun them all out. Only good at solo could come across from the back of the wall. So, Alpha Sydney do have things to worry about.
Exactly right, and the Thor ultimate as well, particularly powerful because he doesn't have to be in the Fire Giant pit to be able to get into the Fire Giant pit. He can go from a long way away. What's beneficial as well is someone like Weave or Only Good at Solo can go in, get vision, call out percentage health left. Only Good at Solo, when he has his ultimate available, can use that to get himself out of the Fire Giant pit, and then Horizon can look to execute in and use his ultimate to try and stop Alpha Sydney or even steal it away. But overall, it's going to be very difficult for Legacy to do that.
Well, indeed. You said the Thor Horizon is looking for... That's the path to Mantle of Gold, right? The Cloak of Concentration? Because when you go to
or
the
Spirit
right
Robe.
side, yeah, okay. I wouldn't go for Mantle of Discord just because they're a little bit behind, and it's such an expensive item that you're staying behind with lower stats for a longer amount of time. I'm not too sure. I mean,
I would say Spirit Robe for sure here, because there's a lot of hard CC on the side of Alpha Sydney. You've got the Ares ultimate, you've got Erlang Shen on. Even his pin, I think, will proc the passive on Spirit Robe as Swifty takes down Weave. Red taken low, knocked by KO here, and there is the pin. Dark Portal, communication a little bit off there. They still managed to pick up the kill, but Swifty put his ult down just a little bit too early. Tories guys fighting 2v1 against Horizon here. Horizon chained in, knocked up, Feather Step. Slicey puts him in the ground, and now the Fire Giant is being looked at by Alpha Sydney. Surrender Vote starts up here. I think that's not terribly serious, though. Legacy aren't out of this game at this point, but it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in, especially since they have 3 members down. They're looking for the Fire Giant here. Only Good at Solo, gonna get pulled in. No, he has his ultimate available, and HS is here now looking to deal out some damage, but Legacy accomplishing what they need to, preventing Alpha City from doing the Fire Giant, stalling them out as long as possible until the rest of their teammates survive. Their Phoenix can respawn in the meantime as well. So this is good play from Legacy, not overcommitting in one area or another, not giving up a kill. Only Good at Solo might give up one here. No, manages to get away, but they're stalling out Alpha Sydney, which is exactly what they need to be doing.
I think Alpha Sydney healed too much for that. If they sent just Rana Barana to help deal with Only Good at Solo, they could have secured the Fire Giant, because Swifty's damage is just so good on that Fire Giant. He would have been able to finish it off. It was at like 30-25% HP. They could have definitely finished it, but they all peeled off. I think a little bit of fear that it would be stolen because of last week. Legacy stole a Fire Giant. Is that correct?
I believe, yeah, they stole it away from Pandemonium. Weave forced into lurking in the waters here to just get away. Alpha City, though, all 5 members have the Fire Giant. Horizon forced to teleport away here from Swifty and Rana Barana. 5 men with Fire Giant, a weakened Middle Phoenix, and a lot of towers left for Alpha Sydney. What I'm expecting to see is Alpha Sydney is for most of them to group up, push down this left-hand side. There's a tier 1 tower there that's just begging to be taken, and a tier 2 as well. Maybe send a member to take the tier 1 tower on the right-hand side. KO could probably accomplish that. He doesn't have TP available, actually, but he's got a lot of mobility. Slicey does as well, so either of those two could be good, but I prefer KO to go do that just because he's a little bit tankier and can survive by himself a little bit easier than a Willick can. Already we can see Rana Barana and Tori's guys pushing up this left-hand side.
Okay, so teach me the way of Izanami. Is Rage still, like, the best item to get?
Not necessarily. I think it's just cheap here. It's basically you either get Rage or Wind Demon.
Okay.
Rage is good. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. It gives you crit chances a lot more. It gives you a lot more chance to proc, especially with a double tap on the Izanami. But you know, I think it's just more cost. If he had the money there to get Deathbringer, he would have got Deathbringer. It's not an essential item as well. Slicey actually blinks in there, gets the knock up onto HS. He's whooped up, gonna get a Dark Portal underneath him and blown up by Swifty Taurus, guys. Pulls in Weave, only got a solo, forced the ultimate out of there as well. Weave knocked up and demolished by Swifty, only got a solo. His decoy is the one that falls down, and he and Shred are left to defend this Phoenix. Slicey diving in after the Neath, not gonna find him. Left-hand side, Phoenix falls down. The middle Phoenix, half HP, no minions here. Neath ultimate comes through onto Brana, but the middle Phoenix still falls down. Slicey's hiding behind a wall here. He's looking for a pick, a knock up onto Horizon, forces out Purification, and a kill. Taurus, guys, gets a kill. Shred backwards back into his base, and Alpha Sydney storming in to the base of Legacy Esports and taking the Titan away. Split series 1-1, Alpha Sydney and Legacy Esports.
That was fantastically played there, Alpha Sydney. At the end, just walking through everyone. I mean, Slicey, 19,000 player damage, absolutely putting his team on his back and carrying them through 10, 1, and 13. Just fantastically played there.
And you know what I really liked from Alpha Sydney was they got taken down pretty convincingly in game number 1, but were able to come back and put it all on the line and take out game number 2. We're now going to talk to the mid laner from Alpha Sydney, Swifty. So Swifty, again, Alpha Sydney coming through, splitting with a top team, and you're one step closer to LAN. How is the kind of the mood around the team?
Well, after the first game, it wasn't the best because we expected to do a lot better, but we collected ourselves and we decided that we wouldn't get tilted, and we went in and gave it our best shot.
So there's a chance for you guys to secure yourself a spot at LAN this week. Corvidae and Royalty play next, and Legacy play Corvidae tomorrow. If those results go your way, you guys could be locked in for LAN. You know, was that kind of whispered around the team room this week? You know, a bit of anticipation about possibly going to LAN.
Yes, we're all going to be watching the Opal games and making sure that they do win, so that we do get to LAN, because we're very excited to go to LAN. We really want to get there. It's our main goal. And maybe get to Worlds.
Nightfall, any questions for our guest?
What happened in game 1, dude?
Well, we've watched over and talked about it, and we've pretty much decided a lot of it came down to the solo pressure, having Xingtian, as he does not contribute any pressure whatsoever. And when he's versing a pressure like lane bully like Ravana, he just gets absolutely destroyed in terms of pressure. So we weren't able to apply much pressure over in that side of the jungle, and a Legacy very smartly applied pressure there.
Rightio. You guys turned around, and that was really well played in game 2, so congrats there.
Thanks, Joshua.
No worries, Nicholas.
Any shout-outs before you go, Swift?
No shout-outs this week.
No shout-outs?
Wow. Not giving out too many.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Swifty. Make sure you tune into those other games. We're now going to be joined by the captain and solo laner of Legacy Esports, only good at solo. So, Ogre, you know, obviously a few questions we've got for you this week. First of all, game number 1, very, very strong performance, especially out of Horizon, a new addition to the team. So, first thing I'm going to ask you, you know, what was the thought process behind the role swap?
The role swap, it was like you guessed. We just put Horizon in the jungle and shredded mid to try and sort out some of our comm issues, which, as you saw in game 1, we played well as a team, and our comms were quite good, and I think, yeah, we played how we should be playing in game 1.
So then obviously have to lead on for it, and you were kind of leaning towards it there. You know, game 1 you played well. Game 2 though seemed to be a little bit different, just a little bit of a half step backwards. Like the communication seemed to be there for parts of the game, but other parts of it you guys seem to be on different pages.
Yeah, game 2 was pretty trash. I think we messed up in the picks and ban phase, and then also in game our communication wasn't very good in the second game. Because, yeah. But yeah, second game wasn't very good by us, I think.
So you guys have got a set against Corvidae tomorrow. So Corvidae have got a game to play against Royalty, but as I said to Swifty, that game could determine whether you guys go to LAN or not. I asked this to Swifty. I'm going to ask it to you as well. Has that been influencing you guys at all this week in preparation for these matches, knowing that potentially you could secure your spot at the regional finals?
Well, LAN is top 4, so we've never expected to not go to LAN the split since top 4 seems pretty easy. And if we lose to Corvidae, then I think there's something seriously wrong with our team. Yeah.
Okay. Nightfall, any questions for our guest?
Do you have any shout-outs today? 50 seems to have run out.
Shout out to Shadow Lord 141 who keeps messaging me.
Of a fan?
Yeah, other than that, no.
Huh? No other shout-outs?
That's all? Okay.
Just Shadow Lord 141.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Only good at solo. We'll let you go there. Take a short break now, guys, and we'll be back with Corvidae taking on Royalty, a battle of the bottom of the ladder, but one that could play a big influence on the determinations for LAN. So one thing I'm going to say before we go, Royalty need to 2-0 this in every single one of their remaining games to stay in contention for LAN. If they even drop a single game from here on out, they are out. Thank you very much. We'll catch you after the break.